Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. As you can see, this is a new what if. What if Naruto was a hybrid alien? If you guys watch a show known as Species, you will know exactly what I'm talking about with Silk. If you haven't, don't worry because this video will explain it all and you will understand, trust me. So just sit back and yeah, relax. Before that though, I want to talk to you guys about the old what ifs. Yes, most of them got cancelled because of the lack of view towards, and you guys showed that you didn't really like those, so yeah, they're being discarded to the side. But I'm gonna be posting new ones so you guys can enjoy because I don't want to make you guys bored at all. After all, I'm here for you guys' entertainment, so yeah. I'm gonna be posting new ones, and yeah, new ones had to be started up because most of the old ones got cancelled, and I don't want to make you guys be left out and be bored. After all, I have to constantly be giving you guys ideas so you guys can be entertained. Yeah, that's what I'm here for you guys to be entertained. I'll be doing the same thing over Anime King too. So don't worry about that. New what ifs are coming, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy. And also for Anime King 3, there will be no cancellation over there. As you know, those are all my what ifs that I create, and I already write all those scripts and everything, and yeah. So as for Naruto being exiled from the Asusa clan, that will be done very soon, and new what ifs will be coming. And I'll be also posting some new what ifs on this channel, and Anime King 2 that are done by me. Whenever you guys don't see a link down the description, that is my what if. Over Anime King 3, those are all my what ifs, so there will be no links. I just want to say that formally. And also, I'm going to be doing some what ifs on this channel and over Anime King 2, that is my original what ifs. I want to spread it out, and yeah guys. So just sit back, relax, and yeah. Thank you for listening, and let's begin this new episode. Start the intro. Get the demon, shout to the angry mob. As it was about 50 of them in total, chasing a blonde boy. The group consists of villagers, around 10 chunins, and even a jonin. Run, run, I gotta keep on running, thought the boy known as Naruto. As he kept on running, he slipped through a hole in a chain link fence that surrounded an ominous forest. He didn't even give the forest a single glance as he dashed inside, hoping to get away from the mob that was chasing him. Little did he know that he had just entered the famous Forest of Death. But he entered a section that even hard Jonins hesitated to go in because of how dangerous it was. Unspeakable creatures, predators, were in the forest. The mob that was chasing him come to a stop. Damn. The Hellspawn got away, one of them said. That demon's as good as dead, the Jonin shouted. Huh? Why is that? One of the villagers asked. This is the forbidden sector of Forest of Death. Even I would be hard pressed to survive in there, Jonin said. Hearing that, the group cheered as they went off to celebrate, so they finally got rid of a demon. Meanwhile, as Naruto was pressing his back against a tree, as he was hyperventilating, he's been running for so long. As he looked around, it was quiet. Too quiet. No animals, nothing was making any noise. Something must have scared the animals away. But what could it be could have scared the animals away? It had to be big and rather scary. But he did not dwell on it. He didn't know how long it would take them to get in here and get him. So he started to move, as he kept his guard up at all times as he ducked under foliage, as he twisted and moved. A half hour passed as he was trekking through the forest, as he heard a twig snap. As he turned, Naruto's eyes widened when he saw a massive black bear. It roared. It came towards him ferociously. As Naruto ran, he ran for his life. As he tripped over a stone and rolled, rolling right under the bear's claw that it swiped at him. That was really lucky. The creature ripped through the tree that he was hiding under as Naruto leaped. To his surprise, the foliage was not that thick as he broke right through it and fell. As he dropped hard, everything went black. About an hour later, Naruto groaned. What hit me, he thought to himself, as he slowly picked himself up. As his memory came back of what happened before he blacked out, he picked himself up and saw that he was covered in black substance. Yuck, he said. or did this stuff as he looked over his body. As he looked around, scratching his head as he saw some glass bottles. Inside there was nothing but green liquids. They had strange things inside that kind of looked like organs. The place was old and worn down. As Naruto walked, that is when he saw two giant glasses. But this one didn't have organs in them. Two girls were inside. As Naruto rubbed his eyes to make sure he was seeing correctly, two girls, completely naked. As he looked away shyly, but they were not awake it seems. They had blonde hair and fair skin like him. As he wondered who were they, he saw a folder on the table as he picked it up. Test subject, Cell and Eve. The both of them looked like identical twins of some sort. They looked to be around his age. As Naruto saw there was a red button over to the side on the strange machine that, as he followed the cord that was connected to the tubes. Curious, he moved forward and pressed it. The green liquid started to be funneled out. Seeing that they weren't worth anything, Naruto looked around as he saw two lab coats as he made his way for them. He pulled both girls out of the strange tube as he laid them down and covered them with the lab coat. The both of them flinched as they slowly opened their eyes. As their eyes fell on him. Hi, said Naruto. The both of them stared at him. They did nothing but stare. They picked themselves up. The lab coats barely covering them, because they did not close it up. As they looked him all over. As Naruto was confused as they walked around him. Can you talk? Said Naruto. As they just kept on looking all over him. Both girls looked at each other, before turning back towards him. Who are you? Said Cell, as she kept her attention on him as her twin sister did the same. The name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm going to be the Hokage of Konoha, he said. Both girls tilted their head in confusion at his proclamation as Naruto looked down. Let me help you with that, he said. The girls looked at him curiously as he stepped forward and fastened a lab coat on them to hide their modesty as they just looked at him. So, what are you two doing down here? Said Naruto. We can't remember, said Eve. A pale man with yellow eyes. I think he was the one that created us. Our memory is still hazy, said Cell. Naruto was confused. They were created? Perhaps they were still confused as Naruto looked back at the folder as he saw a strange name. He remembered hearing about this name before. Orochimaru. The girls' eyes widened as they knew that name. Orochimaru was the one that created them. Orochimaru. As Naruto tried to remember where he heard that before, it didn't click. Yes, it was in the academy. When he heard about the snake Sanin, yes, he was one of the legendary Sanins. So, Cell and Eve, said Naruto. Yes, the both of them said at the same time. You guys wanna crash with me until we get this whole thing sorted out? If there was one thing that Naruto was, it was alone. He was always alone whenever he went home. So having people there at his house, new friends, was excited for him. Still green eyes blinked as she looked at him. Yes. We would like to get out of here, Naruto, she said. Alright then, let's find a way out of here, as he took their hands. It took 30 minutes as they went through a store, which was directly under the village. As Naruto opened the manhole, as they crawled out, luckily, it was near to his apartment. It was still dark as Naruto led them to his apartment. The two girls looked around at the village and a few people that they saw walking around. They were curious because they've never been out before, as Naruto led them both to his apartment complex. And here we are, said Naruto. It's not much, but it's home, he said, as he looked over his house. They started to follow him around. You guys can have a seat, you know, said Naruto, as he pointed towards the couch. The girls nodded as they sat down, as they watched them. As Naruto went to the kitchen and started to prepare some instant ramen for them and for himself. As Cell looked towards her twin sister, who was probably thinking what she was thinking. They couldn't remember how long they had been locked inside that lab, and how long they were asleep for. What concerned them more was Naruto. They could basically look in his eyes and tell that he has been living a lonely life. He wanted the company. Both girls also had memories of flashes in their dreams. In their tube state, they had these dreams of becoming something rather terrifying. Becoming something completely different from what they were now. But they couldn't exactly remember what that... Okay, ramen is ready. As they were snapped from their thoughts. As Naruto placed it down, Be careful, he said. It's hot. As he blew on his ramen. The girls mimicked his actions. They also blew on their ramen as well, as they followed what he did. As Naruto saw the look on their face when they tasted it, they liked it, as he smiled at that. Yep, ramen is the best food ever, he said. As he stretched, well, time to eat the hay. As Naruto went and started to search for something. Ah, found it, he said, as he pulled out 2 sleeping mats. Tomorrow, we will go and talk to the old man, said Naruto, about what is going on, okay? Who is this old man, Naruto? Oh, that's what I call him. Well, he's old, said Naruto, but still, he's a Hokage. The 3rd Hokage of Konoha, the leader. He's nice once you get to know him, said Naruto as he went to his room, as he put on his PJs, as he laid the sleeping mats out. You guys can sleep on these, said Naruto. And you? Where will you sleep? Asked Eve. Oh, my bedroom is right there, said Naruto. Well, come on, time for bed. I wonder if the old man will let you 2 stay here. I mean, you guys can be my roommates. I mean, I was the one that found you guys. I could be responsible for the both of you. The girl just went in their mats, following what he said, as Naruto went into his bed. As he decided to get some rest, hoping that this was not a dream, and that he finally had someone now. 10 minutes later, as Naruto was sweating, as he gripped the blanket, as he was having a real bad nightmare. He couldn't really describe what it was as he continued to twist and turn in his sleep, as he was sweating even more. In his dream, he was underwater with 2 human-like creatures. They were both females, tentacles clinging on their bodies, touching him. And to his shock, he was also one of those creatures. He didn't know what the hell was going on. Screeching and roaring could be heard in his dream. Naruto snapped his eyes open as he picked himself up. He panted a bit. That was a weird nightmare. Unknown to him, both girls were also twitching and sweating in their dream as well, as they were also having a terrible nightmare, similar to his. The next morning, Naruto's alarm went off, as he was about to pick himself up, but he could not move his body for some reason. As Naruto wondered what the hell was going on, why couldn't he move? That is when he looked down and saw the 2 blondes. Sil was on his right and Eve was on his left. As Naruto tried to move, but they wouldn't budge. He figured he could let them sleep for a bit longer before inform the old man. After all, what's the rush? As he lied there, they decided to get a few extra mint as well. Time skip. Hokage's office. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the professor, or known as the god of shinobi, was currently in his office. He was surprised and furious. Where the hell were the envoy guards that he assigned to protect Naruto? None of them were there to protect him, and he was chased by the villagers into the forest of death. He could have died, but he kept his anger in check for the boy. And now the 2 girls that were also here as well. From what he said, Hiruzen figured that this was one of Orochimaru's old lab, as Naruto had fell into some strange black substance, and then he found these 2 girls. After a whole 5 minutes of shock, Hiruzen sighed as he massaged his forehead. Naruto, is there anything else that you might have left out? He asked. As Naruto thought it over. Nope. That's about it, old man. He was pretty sure that he told him everything. He even told him about his embarrassing moment of dressing the girls. And their names are? As the 2 girls just kept on looking at the old man. Well, they're Cell and Eve. And they're both twins from what it looked like, said Naruto, as Hiruzen kept his gaze on them. It seems extremely rare that these 2 were experiments from Orochimaru's. They look completely normal, like nothing was done to them. But there was just something that had Hiruzen on edge. He wondered if he should have them check out the hospital. So, old man, can they be my roommates? The girls were real close to Naruto. They seemed to not trust anyone else except for him. And that was complicated, considering the way they looked at him. Come on, they need a place after all, said Naruto, as Hiruzen wondered if that was a good idea, as he saw the pleading look in Naruto's eyes. The boy was lonely. He just wanted people around him, and Hiruzen couldn't be there with him all the time. As Hiruzen looked towards the girls, they gave him distrustful looks. It was settled. Well, I don't see any problem with them being your roommates, he said. They're after all your responsibility. I will have them enrolled with you at the academy, so that they can learn. As Naruto turned and hugged both of the girls, and Hiruzen saw them looking happy. They will need clothes since they will get in the academy. I will assign someone with you. Who is that? Said Naruto. Nico, bring me Uncle Arashi, said Hiruzen, as the envoy went off. A few minutes later, You asked for me, Hokage-sama. Uncle stepped inside the office with a dongo in her mouth. As Naruto raised the eyebrow and asked Cell, and Eve narrowed their eyes towards the woman. Yes, I have called for you to take Naruto shopping and watch him. He said as he gave the boy some money, and Uncle, to buy the girl some clothing. Uncle scratched the back of her head. Okay, she said a shrug, as she looked towards the trio of blondes. As Naruto took Cell and Eve's hand, thanks again, old man, he said, as he walked away with Uncle. As Harrison kept a keen eye on them as they left. Time skip. Now walking down the street as he held on to both Cell and Eve's hand. The girl seemed to like it as Uncle was following behind them. As people were starting to talk. Hey look, it's that thing. It looked like he also had some horse following him. Look, he also had the snake slut with him as well. If I was Hokage, I wouldn't let that thing marry or breed more of its kind. As Naruto flinched a bit hearing the words, but he kept himself calm and ignored them. As Cell and Eve looked towards the people that were bad-mouthing Naruto, as the girls wanted to rip them apart for insulting Naruto. On the other hand, Uncle snapped their gaze towards them, as they all backed away in fright. After all, you had to be tough to make them know their goddamn place. They finally arrived towards a clothing store. Alright, brat, I'll take the girls and find them some clothing. You can go and find whatever you want to buy. But the two girls did not move. Come on, brats, I don't have all day, said Uncle. But the two girls still did not move from Naruto's side. Cell-chan, Eve-chan, said Naruto, don't worry, you can go with Uncle Sensei. She will help you get some new clothes. As both girls looked at Naruto. Cell, let's at least listen to what Naruto has to say, and trust this woman, said Eve. As it seemed like Cell didn't want to move one bit, but Eve listened to Naruto. As Cell nodded, as the both of them moved off with Uncle. On the other hand, Naruto stepped in front of a mirror, as he looked at his orange jumpsuit. He's been wearing this for a long time now. Perhaps he should get a change of clothing. Yeah, make him look like a more badass ninja. Perhaps. As Naruto decided to go for a darker look, as he picked out some black combat shorts and pants, a grey mesh shirt, and a black vest over it, as it was reasonable enough to buy, as he checked the tags. With that, he made his way towards the checkout, along with the girls, as Uncle was supervising them, as both girls tried out some new clothes. As Cell picked out some dark blue pants, with a purple shirt with stars over it, as she got her some sandals, as Eve picked out a tan mini skirt, and a beige, with short sleeves and also some sandals. Uncle suggested for them to pick out some underwear as well. After they were done, they meet back with Naruto as they arrived towards the checkout counter. The moment the man saw them, sorry, we don't serve, Uncle snapped her eyes towards him. Go ahead. Finish that statement, she said. As a hissing sound could be heard, the man gulped. As he clenched his fist, but what could he do? He was just a civilian, and this woman looked like she was about ready to kill him. As Naruto looked towards as the man started to check out their clothing. Thank you, said Naruto. As Uncle looked down towards him. Don't sweat it, brat, she said. Having paid for their stuff, Naruto brought the girls each a ramen. Uncle for herself stopped at the dango bar as she took a platter of dango to eat, as dango was her favorite food. So, Naruto-kun, who are your new friends? Ayam asked. Oh, this is Cell-chan and Eve-chan. They're my new roommates. Hi, Cell and Eve. Hello, both girls said. As Toki greeted them as well. Is this your team? And is that your new sensei? Asked Toki, as he looked towards Uncle's eating her dango. Oh no, Hokage-sama signed me up to look after these brats and take them shopping, Uncle said, as she devoured more of her precious dango. Well, I think you'll make a great sensei. A wonderful one, said Naruto. Uncle blinked. Wait, you really mean that? As Naruto nodded, of course he said, as he chowed on his ramen. As she looked towards the blonde and his two female companions, as they would make a kick-ass team within Konoha. Uncle never wanted to be a jonin and lead a team of her own before. But what the blonde said made her thought about it. As she watched as they ate ramen, Uncle went out of her way to escort them home as Naruto thanked her. With that, they separated. As Uncle was wondering that night, me, a sensei, she thought. Meanwhile, at Naruto's apartment, the two girls refused to sleep near the sleeping mat, as the both of them slept on his two sides. As Naruto didn't really mind it, at least someone was here to talk to, although he did most of the talking. Time skip, the academy. Haruka was called out the names. As he did not see Naruto anywhere. Where's Naruto, he said. He knew that the blonde usually skipped class when he was doing an ultra prank. A really bad one. The last time he was able to prank an entire squad of Genins. As the door slid open at that very moment, as Naruto stepped inside with two beautiful ladies holding onto his hand. Kiba was the first one to notice them, as he wondered what the hell was going on. Yo, said Naruto. Naruto? Haruka said. In the flesh. You look different. Where's the orange jumpsuit? He said. Oh, thought I might get a new change of wardrobe, said Naruto. Haruka nodded. And this is Cell and Eve, I presume, he said. The Hokage told me that you will be getting 2 new students. Yep, my new friends and roommates, said Naruto. Everyone other than Naruto and the twins gaped at his proclamation. Haruka turned towards the girls, who just seemed to be ignoring everyone as they just stood beside Naruto. Would you two mind introducing yourself to the class? Cell and Eve. Both twins fans looked up at the whole class. My name is Cell, and this is my twin sister Eve. Our likes are Naruto, eating ramen, sweets, fighting, cuddling. Our dislikes are bad people who threaten me, my sister, or my potential mate. Our dream is to have a big family with Naruto, said Cell, as her sister nodded along. The class had various different reactions. Even Haruka raised her eyebrow about the potential mate comment. Ino was the first one to speak up. Just how did you two meet that idiot Naruto? The 2 girls frowned. That is none of your concern, they said. Haruka really didn't know what was going on, but the Hokage told him about the girls. Okay, you may have a seat. As Naruto sat in the middle as 2 girls sat on each side. Now then, before we start our class, time skip. So, what do you think about the new girls? Well, they're odd, said Sakura. She looked towards Ino. Cell and Eve was really beautiful. They knocked Ino out of the race of being the most beautiful girl in the class. At least you're not interested in our beloved Sasuke-kun though, said Sakura, as she was really happy for that. As Ino nodded, although she was a bit jealous. I want to know what made the both of them so interested in Naruto anyway. It is strange. No idea, but some of the boys seem to like their looks for some odd reason, said Sakura. Yeah, did you see the way Kiba was looking at them? He was drooling like a horny dog, said Ino, as she still couldn't understand why the both girls are interested in that idiot Naruto. On the other hand, Choji was munching on chips. Hey Shikamaru, what do you think of the new girls? He said. Naru Shikamaru looked up as he looked at the twin girls. Troublesome, he said. I don't even want to know how Naruto met them in the first place. On the other hand, Kiba was staring at both girls, but his main focus was on Cell, as he liked her better, even though they were twins. On the other hand, Akamaru was getting strange vibes from both girls, as he seemed to cower down a bit. As for Shino, he didn't know what was going on with his bugs. Whenever he looked at both girls, his insides were literally crawling in distress. Something was really wrong here. Those girls were giving off a strange aura and vibes. On the other hand, black eyes were glaring at Naruto. This person was none other than Sasuke Uchiha, the last member of the Uchiha clan and the current #1 rookie of the year. Surprisingly, all the girls seemed to just like him, even though all he did was, well, brute. And not to mention ignore them. Well, it was a bad boy thing. But they were clueless. He just did not pay them any attention as he looked at both girls. So the dope got himself 2 new girls as his friend. Don't make him any less pathetic, and I bet they're both weak. On the other hand, Naruto was also being watched by a shy girl. Her name was Hinata Hyuga, as she blushed looking at her crush. She was happy. She was happy that he had new friends, as she saw that he was happy, as she wondered if she could get to know them, and also became friends with him as well, like how they were so close already. Time skip. It was later that night as Naruto was dreaming once again. Cell and Eve were gripping his skin as their nails dig into his skin, as they were also having strange dreams. As for Naruto, he was once again underwater with strange female, as one of them were green and the other one was a darkish pink. In the dream, he was a male version of the females, as he had red eyes, dark, reddish skin. As he was touching both of their bodies, they were doing something, they were intertwined, and he wasn't too sure. Naruto woke up from his dream in shock, as he still couldn't understand as he saw Eve, and Cell was still clinging to him. He wondered why was he having these strange dreams, and what exactly was he in the dreams, and what was those 2 female creatures. His eyes went towards Cell and Eve. Could they be them? He was confused, as he was not sure if the girls had any knowledge about this. He wasn't sure whether to bring this to the old man or not. He couldn't stop having these strange dreams. Time skip. 3 months later. As it has been 3 months since Sil and Eve joined the academy, as they've been learning what they could. And both girls were picking up things rather fast, though they had to endure some of the staff that didn't want to teach them. Considering that they were with Naruto, the staff minus Aruka didn't want to teach them. Aruka caught on to that though when he noticed Naruto and Sil and Eve were not getting graded in certain areas, even though they did it, as he brought that to the Hokage. The next day those teachers were fired, and the others, well, let's just say they graded the paper properly. Time was coming up for genuine exams, as once they were dismissed from the academy they went to eat ramen, and Naruto couldn't believe it but Sil and Eve. They out-ate him in ramen, not to mention they became good friends with Midoriyashi Uncle, as she would always be at the Dango bar, stuffing her face with dango. She was just like them regarding ramen. When she heard about their confliction in class, she decided to teach him a thing or two. Asked Naruto's uncle how he can perform the clone jutsu, because the ones that he created was sickly pale. As uncle figured that it was because he had too much chakra from the Kyuubi being sealed inside of him. As she was right, as she figured that he could do this though, considering that he had so much chakra. As she showed him this shadow clone jutsu, not many Jonins could do it because it required a large amount of chakra and splitting it equally. As that helped Naruto a lot, it helped him to train better and get stronger. As for the girls, they seemed to be adopting quite well. They were fast learners, learned how to shop, buy clothing, learned how to cook, and bake sweets. They really love sweets. Uncle showed them how to throw kunais and shurikens and make traps. Many boys in the academy tried to make advances towards them, as Sil was being pestered by Kiba and Izaka. He tried to get her attention by saying that she should hang with him, a real alpha, and not Naruto Uzumaki, who was nothing but a beta coward. Sil ignored him though, and it pissed Kiba off. As for Eve, she did not care about the boys one bit. Whenever they sent their notes, she ripped them up and threw them away. Kiba was pissed off as Naruto was getting two of them, and they were always hanging off of him. He was getting violent and angry about it, as he wanted to defeat Naruto, to humiliate him, to show them that he was a lesser male, especially for Sil, as he liked her the most. The only boys who weren't interested in them was Choji, Shino and Shikamaru. On the other hand, the boys of the class wonder, what did Naruto have that they don't? Sasuke was also starting to pick up on that, as Sil caught his attention. She had potential to become a strong Kunoichi, to help him revive his clan when he killed his older brother. As for Hinata, she befriended both girls. Yes, it was out of character for her, but she befriended them, so that she could also become closer friends with Naruto. The girls looked towards her. She thought they were going to turn her down when she spoke to them, but they were actually nice when they spoke. They did not see her as a, well, problem, as Naruto assured them that Hinata was a good friend. When they saw that Hinata was starting to see Naruto and speak to him, even though she was cowering down a bit and blushing. And today was finally the day. Alright, settle down everyone, Aruka said, as he started to hand out the first part of the graduation genuine exams. As he handed out their papers face down, these exams will cover a written test, a taijutsu test, a transformation test, and a clone test. Lastly, a ninjutsu exam. Before we begin, I just want to say how glad I am for all of you to make it to this point. And I must say you guys have been the best class I've had so far. Now, let us begin, he said. Meanwhile, in another part of the academy, as Sarutobi was sitting down in front of a group of Jonins. I'm sure that you're all guessing why you're here. It's because you have applied to become Jonins for this year graduation classes. The students are currently taking their tests as we speak. I want you all to watch them and study them, and give me your feedback of which students you think will make the best teams. Please also be ready to defend the reasons for the teams that you're getting ready to suggest. All of the Jonins nodded as Uncle grinned, as there was a prospect of her teaching her first team. The brat words had stuck with her, and she decided to go with it. She couldn't just tell Sarutobi that she has been a mentor and teacher to three of them already for him to give them to her, so she had to do something else. As Sarutobi turned his head, "You should have been in the room with your fellow Jonins, not sulking in the shadows," he said. A man with gravity-defying hair, with a lower face mask that covered one of his eyes, jumped through the window. as he closed the book that he was reading and placed it in the weapon pouch in his belt. I'm sorry, Hokage-sama, you see. I accidentally walked under a ladder, and I had to walk backwards 100 steps to get rid of my bad luck. Then I had to avoid a black cat, and when I arrived it was too late, so I decided I would just sit outside, and I would not disturb you. Sarutobi closed his eyes. Kakashi, I don't have time for your excuse, he said, hearing the nonsense that the man was telling him. Kakashi Hatake, known for able to perform at least 1,000 jutsus. He was the only survivor of the Namikaze team. His two teammates had died in the war, and his sensei, Minato, had died as well. Ever since their deaths, Kakashi had taken a lazy role, known for his lazy, easygoing nature. But yet he was still one of their most elite, deadly shinobis. Kakashi, if you're going to be a sensei, you need to understand the students that you will be teaching, Hirsen said. You can't do that if you show up late to assess them. As Kakashi shrugged at that, I have a fairly good idea of the students' capabilities. I don't need to watch them besides. I also know which team I'm going to suggest. And what if you don't get the team you want? What then? Sarutobi asked. Kakashi gave my eye smile. I'm pretty sure I'll get the team I'm planning. But since I don't have anything better to do, I guess I'll give the kids a look over, he said. If that's all, Hokage-sama. Back with Naruto. As Naruto, Eve, and Cell passed the written test, it was now up to them to pass the title to the test. Eve versus Ino. Good luck, sister, said Cell. Yeah, Eve-chan. Knock her out, said Naruto, as Eve smiled at that. Ino rolled her eyes. Ready? Aruka said. Fight! As Ino charged forward, hoping to end this quickly. As she threw a fist forward, as Eve nodded and knocked away her legs. Why you, said Ino as she picked herself up. Eve caught her fist and pulled her forward before slamming a fist into her stomach quite brutally. As Ino coughed up a lot of spit, Eve then released her and stepped forward, before spinning and slamming a heel in her face, kicking her straight out of the ring. Winner, Eve, Aruka said, as he went to go and check on Ino to make sure that she was okay. She was a bit bruised up, but she was fine, and she was pissed off as hell. The next match, Cell versus Sakura Haruno. Alright, let's kick this bitch ass to impress Sasuke-kun. Showed it in her Sakura. Yeah, said Sakura, she glared at Cell. As Cell just watched her as she stood there. Ready? Fight! As Sakura stepped forward her right fist, Cell dodged it to the side, as she punched Sakura in the face. Ow, said Sakura, she gripped her face. As Cell kicked away her leg as Sakura fell down to the ground. Cell looked down towards her. Aren't you getting back up, she said. Shut it, you bimbo, said Sakura as she punched right towards Cell, who slapped her hand away. As Sakura got up, Cell clenched her fist as she slammed it under Sakura's chin, picking her feet off the ground as Sakura was thrown straight out of the ring as she crashed on the ground as she spat several teeth. Many people winced as they saw that as Naruto and Eve clapped, as Sasuke kept a trained eye on Cell. Yes, she was a good candidate to be a future bride of his. Cell, the winner. As Aruka looked over the clipboard, Sasuke Uchiha versus Naruto. As Sasuke stepped up, looking rather arrogant. Ready to lose, dope, Sasuke said. I should be asking you the same thing, duckass, said Naruto, as the fangirls all glared at Naruto, as Cell and Eve glared back at them. Ready? Fight, Aruka said. As Sasuke moved forward to end this, as Naruto watched him come towards him as he remembered what Uncle said, as he shifted on his left leg, Sasuke fist past his face. Sasuke was surprised at that, as Naruto weaved around him. Is that all you got, Sasuke? Said Naruto. Sasuke clenched his fist as he moved forward once again, but at the last moment Sasuke shifted into a kick, knowing that Naruto would dodge a punch, but Naruto tilted his head back as a kick passed over his face. Uncle's training was really paying off. Strangely, Sasuke was moving a bit slower to him. Sasuke passed him and fell on the ground. As Naruto stood there, Sasuke got up and glared at him, as he ran towards Naruto with a fist, as Naruto ran forward as well. At the last moment, Naruto tilted his head as his fist passed him, as he punched Sasuke right in the face, knocked him out of the ring. Everyone was speechless. All the girls couldn't believe what they were seeing. Did Sasuke just lose? To him? Winner! Naruto, said Aruka, as even he was surprised, as Cell and Eve and Hinata were happy. They moved on to the next test as Sasuke got up and wiped his face. As they went on to the transformation, Eve and Sil transformed into copies of Anko. As Naruto turned into Hiruzen, no further substitution. As Naruto turned as he disappeared, as Mizuki appeared in his place. A really pissed off Mizuki was getting angrier and angrier, as Naruto was ruining his plan. Congratulations, Naruto, as Aruka handed him a headband, as he was so proud, as Naruto actually passed. Sakura and Ino were both teleported away, as Sil and Eve used them as a substitution. The two girls glared at them, but Sil and Eve didn't care as they got their headbands. Mizuki was pissed off. Who was he gonna use to steal a scroll now? He was gonna try and blame it on Naruto, but now what the hell was he gonna do? He would have to think of something else. The two girls were happy along with Naruto as they were gonna tell Uncle that they passed. Time skip. Mizuki was happy as he slipped from Hokage's tower, as he had the Hokage sealing scroll. With this scroll, he knew that Orochimaru would make him his right-hand man, because this scroll contained many forbidden jutsus and secrets. His whole life he had hated people that were weak, as power was the only thing that mattered, but he was denied true power over and over again. Well, not anymore. Soon he will be a powerful shinobi and get what he deserved. He had transformed into Naruto Uzumaki, as the guards had told him to shush off. He used that distraction to knock them out, as that was just icing on the cake. Meanwhile, with Naruto, as Naruto and Sil and Eve was walking back to the apartment, as Naruto noticed someone jumping from rooftop to rooftop that strangely looked like him. What's wrong, Naruto, said Sil. Look, said Naruto as he looked towards the imposter, carrying the large scroll that he saw before. He knew that scroll was from the Hokage's tower. As he ran, both girls ran after him. Mizuki smirked as he jumped and headed towards the wall of Konoha, as he could already imagine the scene of the Kyuubi brat getting arrested, as he laughed at that. He almost wished he could stay to see it, but he had to hurry up and meet with his contact, who would help him sneak out of the village. As he transformed back into his normal form, as he heard a voice, Mizuki, Sensei? As he paused, he slowly turned his head. Why? Said Naruto confused, as Mizuki saw Naruto and two girls standing there. He was gonna leave anyway, because demon brat, he said, I'm taking this scroll to my master Orochimaru, where he will offer me strength and power. As Eve glared at him, Naruto, it's no demon, she said. Oh, so you little whores don't know what you are. Of course he's a demon. Do you know why everyone calls you a demon? Because you have the Kyuubi seal inside of you. Yeah, that's right, the fourth Hokage seal, that beast inside of you. You are the very demon itself. As Naruto looked down towards his stomach, that was impossible, right? Mizuki pulled the shuriken off his back as he threw it straight towards Naruto. While he was distracted, as Naruto looked up slowly and saw the shuriken coming towards him, something then happened as his eyes snapped. They became feral for a moment. The shuriken embedded in a tree as it was knocked away. Mizuki, on the other hand, was pressed up against the wall as he looked down towards his chest where there was a giant hole. As Naruto stood there with the man's heart in his hand still beating, as Naruto dropped it as he watched Mizuki drop. What just happened, Naruto thought. He didn't know what just happened. He moved and as he looked towards the dead body of Mizuki, he felt no remorse. As he turned towards the two girls, their face was blank. It was like they were going to do the same thing if Naruto did not move. He didn't know what it was. This man was a threat, and something inside him told him to kill him. As Naruto kneeled down, still at a loss for what just happened, as he opened the scroll, as he saw something that he liked, something contracts. There was a rampage contract, and there was another, a xenomorph contract. As he gave the girls the xenomorph contract, as he just looked like he was moving on autopilot, as he took the rampaging contract, as he then headed back to the office to inform the Hokage of what happened. As Naruto reported back to the old man about what Mizuki was trying to do, frame him, and then he killed him. Hiruzen was caught off guard by Naruto saying that he killed a man. Hiruzen was getting really worried because Naruto's face was blank, there was nothing, no remorse. Usually when you first kill you were shot, but it was like the look in his eyes just looked careless. The girls all look alright as well. Are you okay, Naruto? Asked Hiruzen. As Naruto was silent, he won't tell the old man that he's been having these weird dreams, and that he doesn't feel like himself at all. He didn't know what was wrong. But yet a part of him told him not to say anything. And he kept his mouth shut. "Oh, I'm fine, old man," he said. As the old man studied his expression, searched for any lies. But Naruto's face was just so calm and blank that he could not find a single thing to say that the boy was lying. "Very well," Hiruzen said. "You have done a great services, bringing back this scroll and stopping Mizuki. And I will reward you guys by letting you keep those summoning contracts." As they smiled at that, but it seemed a bit off. "Alright, well, go home and get some rest. Team arrangement is coming up very soon," he said. As Naruto left, as Hiruzen was left alone to his own devices, Hiruzen just couldn't put his finger on it, but something was off. Not that Naruto killed or that he was not showing any remorse. Something was just off. Naruto always came to him with his problems. He'll wait and see if Naruto talked to him first, but if not, he will have to find out. The next day, the Jonin said to request our hero Kage-sama. The assistant of Hiruzen said, "Please send him in." The secretary stand to one side as she opened the door. Kakashi was on time, but he still had his face buried into the book. As Anko rolled her eyes, "You know, having a woman that you could have sex with would be better than just reading about it," she said. "Anko-san, are you propositioning me?" he asked. As Anko was about to say something, but Sarutobi spoke. "Enough, please. Let's get down to business, shall we?" The four Jonin stood at attention as he indicated the 12 folders in front of him. "I want each of you to tell me Johnins you want for your team and why. Afterwards, I said judge whether the team that you want for yourself is the best, or if alterations need to be made." "Asuma, you're first," he said. Asuma Sarutobi, son of Hiruzen, spoke up. "I request Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akimichi, and Shikamaru Nara. I believe I can shape them to a better version of their father's team by offering them new options and jutsus, helping them studying their father's techniques, and how to improve on their clan's abilities and work together perfectly." As he nodded at that, "Kurenai, I request Kiba Inazaka, Hinata Hyuga, and Shinwa Berami. With those three together, they're the perfect tracking team. With Kiba traits, he can track down possible enemies. With Hinata Byakugan, she can see them. Shino can drain with his bugs, and also use them to find enemies and scope out locations." Hiruzen nodded as he turned towards Anko. "How about you, Uncle Mira?" she said. Naruto, Uzumaki, Sil, and Eve. As Hiruzen was not surprised by that, as Anko smiled. He didn't even let her explain. "I might consider like you having a team." As he wrote the information down. "How about you, Kakashi? I request Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki for my team. I believe the three of them combined will make an excellent assault team, perhaps becoming as skilled as dangerous as the sun means one day. Sasuke Uchiha, as the test in the academy shows, has a lightning affinity like myself, so I will be able to help him utilize lightning jutsus. I can also teach him how to be effective and deadly shinobi, even without his Sharingan, which would translate to him being deadlier with it. Sakura Haruno is a blank slate and can easily fill any number of support roles. With proper teaching, her proper chakra control led to her becoming a medic or an excellent genjutsu mistress. And Naruto Uzumaki is a chakra powerhouse. I can easily teach him any number of ninjutsu for him to simply plow through his enemies with. I also think having him on the team would inspire Sasuke and Sakura, him becoming the heart of a team, if you will," he said. "I see. Uncle-san, do you have a rebuttal?" "I do, Hokage-sama. What Kakashi failed to note is that I know Naruto better. I have trained Naruto for the genuine exam to help him pass. Same for the twins. And I believe having Naruto on Kakashi's team is a big disaster. Him being with a civilian girl in the last Uchiha era will not be balanced properly." As Kakashi frowned under his mask, Naruto should not waste his time with those twins that he's always with, or you. Its potential is being wasted. You don't have what it takes to bring out his true capabilities. "But I do," said Kakashi. She stepped right in front of him. "And what do you know about his potential?" she said. "I know more about Naruto Uzumaki than you could possibly know." Kakashi simply blinked lazily. "Last time I checked, I was one of the more experienced and seniority." "And what? That automatically makes you right. Let's not forget that you never taught any genuine students for more than a couple hours before failing them. I know why you want him on your team. Not just to remake the legendary Sanins, but the original Team 7. Yeah, I know your reasoning." As Kakashi glared at her. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here, if you want the next person to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to be posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And yeah, if you enjoy, comment down below and tell me you enjoy, and I'll be posting a new episode for you guys to enjoy. But for now, I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.